Hey everybody, let's sculpt January day 4. I'm going crazy, help me. Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Let's Sculpt January day 4 rigid. My name is Cedric from Bandai. I've got my name there for a second. And yeah, let's just jump right into it, shall we? Is my webcam okay? There we go. A little bit high key, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, so rigid, what are we gonna do? Am I being... Yeah, okay, here we go. That's better, I think. Yeah, okay. I'm a little bit better audible now. There we go. Okay, cool. Where's my pen? And let's get sculpting. I already know what I want to do. I'm gonna make another character. God forbid me. I was thinking, what is rigid? And then I looked up the definition of what rigid is, and it says like, oh, something that can't be bent or broken. And then I thought about my favorite game of all time, which is Zelda, all of the Zeldas. And I thought about Ganondorf, how he appears in every game and can't be like, yeah, he can't be bent or broken. So I was thinking, let's make a version of Ganondorf. So I'm gonna loosely base him off the Ganondorf of Ocarina of Time, more specific, the one from Ocarina of Time. But I'm gonna throw in some elements. I'm just gonna play around with the brushes, see what we can do. So he has a really pointy face, right? So let's exaggerate that right from the start. How's everybody doing? Is the stream okay? Let's check the stream. Yes, the stream is a-okay. So the only thing I do want to avoid is, I don't want to get too much into his armor. It's already, whoops, it's a little bit not enough detail. Let's put on 0.43, or that's 0.035. And let's remesh it. Yeah, there we go. Oh, come on. Stop. There we go. This thing is like, just use my startup file, but never really checked if the scale, that's good, that's fine. So yeah, he's, let me put on some music for myself. How's everybody doing? I started the stream a little bit earlier today. It's weekend, so I reckon you all are home. Maybe not. Let's put on some Suicide Sheep. There we go. Which is a Mr. Suicide Sheep, the best of 2019 mix. Just gonna skip a little bit forward so he stops talking. Yeah, cool. All right, it's a very nice music. Like this calm electro vibe. Was it the lo-fi hip hop stuff? It's pretty cool. I'll put the volume a little bit lower. Yeah, we're good. Let's carry on with the stream. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments, and I'll do my best answering them. Still not a true fan of the new Ocarina of Time. He has a really pointy nose. Maybe I kind of want to step off of that just a little bit. Kind of want to get the basic skull shape in here first. So let's just start with that. Like, let's start defining some features, right? Make a skull a little bit more solid. Get a jaw in here. He has a really... He's a strong character. He comes off like very... Let's see what we can... Like I said, he has this really pointy face, so his eyebrows here. Let's not super overdo it. Just sketching at this point, figuring out. I really want to make sure we get the feeling that this guy is the original concept art. He has crazy cheekbones, so let's go with that. He has like, yeah, something like this, and his eyebrows just go straight into his hair. And he has these tiny little ears here. Let's try to also have a little bit of our own interpretation of this character. I'm just scrolling through some concept arts. This is a really pointy nose, actually. So, kind of want to flatten this out. Let's see. There you go. Seems like a fine nose for Ganondorf, Lord of Evil. Let's just go in here and see if you can define the basic shape pretty well. There's a lot of fan art already for Breath of the Wild 2. Oh, this one is pretty cool. I'm gonna get some features from this version. Just gonna combine some versions of Ganondorf throughout the games. I just found one that has a lot of detail in it of where his facial features should be. Can kind of define his eye holes already. I kind of want to have this entire face go into this V shape, right? So his ears as well. We'll give him like a little bit of elven ears. Find these muscles here. Oops. He's a very proud character, so I think I should put his head a little bit like his breast a little bit forward, right? Not too much. Hey everybody, thanks for joining. We're making Ganondorf for the topic rigid. He's a rigid character. Like throughout the Aeons, he's the only character that stays the same character, right? Like Link and Zelda are always reincarnations of previous ones. I mean, I think at some points Link even talks with other Links. I think in Twilight Princess, he kind of talks to the hero of old, and it's kind of implied that this is Link from Ocarina of Time. But yeah, not really sure. A lot of fan theories about that. Let's put in his eyes already. So I can kind of feel. He's a bad guy, so he has small eyes. That's how it goes. Bad guys get small eyes. He's also a pretty old character. But Ganondorf is the only one who stays, who is the same person in every game, right? I think in the beginning he is the monster Ganon, and he starts as Ganondorf, a human, and then can transform into the beast, but then he kind of at some point stays the beast. And I think in the last one, without spoiling it, but man, if you haven't played Breath of the Wild, but yeah, it's kind of implied that that's his final form, like. Great Calamity Ganon. I mean, I can't really spoil it, it's literally the beginning of the game, but... let's see here. I kind of want to have his... not sure if I put his eyes in the best position. Let's see here. I think I put him a little bit too deep into the skull. Let's see here. Yeah, let's do some other things here. I kind of want to... Let's put the brow a little bit more in a rounded manner. Let's put the cheekbones more forwards. Yeah, adding the eye kind of helps a lot with kind of seeing where everything goes. I'm just gonna try and fill out the eye here for the... I'm just gonna remesh this once. There we go. So we can kind of define the eyelids, and then this should go up here. Just looking at reference where a lot of 3D information is given helps a lot with defining what should go where, right? It's like cheekbone should be more forwards. Kind of bearing in mind the shape of the skull, because even though we're making a very stylized character, we still want to respect basic anatomy. But I do not want to lose the spiky, like the stylization of the piece, of course. I think like this nose could be a little bit broader. Just gonna try and define a mouth here. We can kind of. The only real reason I'm doing this is just to try to see where I place what and what shape everything is. So I know the mouth kind of needs to be more rounded and kind of sloping down. Yeah, and then I can see like what isn't really right here. Kind of need another piece of... Just gonna go to my previous version. There we go. Which is more stylized and kind of like more... I do really want to go a little bit far out on the stylization, so I'm just gonna stretch everything again without losing yeah, and I'm gonna keep sketching until I'm pretty happy with how it looks. And at the moment I'm not super happy. I'm trying to find some hair shapes here. Like, as long as I'm not happy with the base shape, I'm not gonna go into more detail. think the ear should maybe go a little bit forward. And maybe we can define the jaw a little bit better. Like, carve a little bit away from the neck. With this muscle going here. Hey Sculptist, how you doing? Good morning. Well, good afternoon actually. Just gonna go, let's squish this a little bit sharper together. Let's see. Kind of still have to respect the way. I'm just gonna go remesh this a little bit more detail because I'm missing just a little bit detail to refine shapes here. Actually, what should happen here is that I'm going to test something out here. You're really good at sculpting. Oh, thanks. Hey Shiva, how you doing? I could be better at sculpting. Yeah. So some I don't know. I think I kind of had all of the theory I could learn. Just kind of define the upper lip here. And again here I feel like, although I kind of want to stay rough to define features, I kind of want to put in more polys just to be able to not detail too much, but not to have too many artifacts when I'm just adding some basic details. It helped me understand the shape. So I'm just gonna pinch this together here. There we go. And I'm just gonna keep going, roughing this out and shaping this until it looks like Ganondorf. Because at this point, I feel like I'm missing something important here. Of course, a big part of his character are his colors. But I think his nose needs to be sharper. I'm kind of making our own version anyway, so. But we should stay true to the character, right? Let's see here. He really has these elegant eyes, though. Like, one thing that is true is that man, now looking at his head, it's like, Jesus. Let's just make the skull first, because trying to focus on the hair now would be ridiculous. Okay, I'm gonna try to have some more solid shapes in here, because I think that's generally missing. Something weird is going on here. What's going on? There we go. That fixed the issue. Something seems broken, just remesh. I think maybe the eyebrows should be a little less, a little sticking out in the front. There we go. It only took you 80 minutes to make this. Sure. I mean, making a basic shape head, that should be, it's not too hard. Once you know your anatomy. If you want to be able to already get like a base shape like this, learn to draw, or not necessarily to draw, but follow some courses on facial anatomy. Because the thing I want to do here is kind of have these shapes in here. I kind of want to really stylize this. Kind of I'm now doing it exaggerated, but it's kind of the goal here to really get these robust shapes in here, right? It's kind of working. I'll have everything smooth in the middle, and then see how we can define this character, right? I think one line that really defines this evil guy is like here. It's kind of like that kind of shapes these, outlines his face. I think that's mostly because this is a little bit thicker. Here, kind of. There we go. Let's close this eye a little bit more. Oh yeah, there we go. This is a calm and reserved bad guy. Cause he's the bad guy. Doody, doody, doody. So already starts to go in the right direction. Kind of want to give him a bent nose. Yeah. Now we're channeling a little bit of Ganondorf. It's safe. Kevin is asking how many polygons it has at the moment. About 100,000. You can't see it because my face is in the way. About 100,000, yeah. So again, it's a good starting point to define the character a little bit, without going too much into detail. Because I'm just at this point I'm trying to figure out the shape of Ganondorf. I really make these pointy things work. Because he has a, I might be making a mistake by looking at too many different. His in Ocarina of Time he has a really pointy face, whilst in what game is this? All the other games he has kind of a broad face. So trying to combine these is kind of a lost battle because it's not really possible. So I'm just gonna go back a little bit to that thin face. So I really like give him, but still give him that rigid body, like to. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. This I'm starting to like. Let's just find a couple more shapes here. That should be in there. Should be in there. Let's see what sticks. Gonna look for something more defined a little bit. Yeah. The original concept art really has these cheekbones really out there. And this of course goes down here. I kind of need to. Okay, thanks to later. If you would use it for a game, you must reduce the polys to like 50, 100k for the whole character or not. Yes, of course. This has not... Yeah. So, the thing is, there's two reasons actually why you want to retopologize it with a lot less polys. And that's because... I'm just going to find the end of the skull here a little bit. And then just, you know, carve out some spine. And that's because, yeah, you want to not have too many polys in game, otherwise your system is gonna have problems with rendering it real time. But the second thing is you want to retopologize it for animation. If you try to animate something with this many polys, you're bound to run into problems. But I might do a course on that, although there's a lot of retopologizing tutorials out there. But it's basically just, yeah, giving this good topology. And the main reason, because they retopologize in animation as well, right? If they render it out, they will never use a sculpted mesh, except if it's a static mesh, and even then they will kind of decimate it or retopologize it manually to get a yeah. Kind of want to find this lower lip. I'm gonna give him full lips. These are fabulous. Bastard. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I kind of feel like going to 170k now. But I kind of feel like I'm still want to stay rough, but I want to be able to already put some shapes in here, and like the amount of polys is just prohibiting me to go into detail. Just don't want to draw any big details yet. That's the only thing. Like the only thing you want to avoid at this point is like going in here and zooming in and then just start making small adjustments. Like, oh yeah, little pimples. So I kind of want to define, but kind of want to put a little bit more flesh on the upper lips. It kind of sticks out over the under ones. There we go. Use what? Star of autocorrect tool? I don't know what that is. Sorry. I kind of want to put the shape of the eyebrows a little bit more in here. Oh, do you mean the auto rigify? Because putting rigify on a sculpted character seems like a bad idea. How about texturing in Blender? Do they have a system like in ZBrush where you can make layers and paint them? So there's two ways of texturing. One is just texturing on a UV map. And I think the second one, which you mean, is to texture on a what's it called? Vertex paint. So vertex paint is basically giving a color to a vertex. So this is counting 170k vertex, and then you can just what am I doing? I should stop using the crease brush. Like I think I've had the reflex for too long to use a crease brush for making indents and stuff, and I'm kinda starting to learn not to do that. But getting back to the conversation, yeah, how do you say this? I don't think you should like, yeah. I think the best way to texture, if I would texture this, I would retopologize it first, and I would unwrap it correctly, and then I would start painting. And you can do that in Blender. So they have this new panel if you go up here, it should be, if you have just a new file, it just should be under the tabs here. Also, let's go to full screen here. It's called Texture Paint, and then you can have multiple layers to. You can just look that up. That's not too hard to find. I kind of want to get more of a curve here. I'm just going to find that, and then just fade in there. Oh. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Like in the chat of Facebook, Facebook, YouTube. So apparently you can use autocorrect in the chat. That's cool. Didn't know that. Kind of want to define the nose here a little bit more. Not sure why I'm using this brush. So again, I really want to define this shape here first before I put in more details. And make sure the shape is correct and feels correct. That's general. Of course, you want to kind of indent this a little bit more. Yeah, there's a little bit too out there. I'll smooth it a little bit out. And broaden this nose again a little bit. The tip of his nose especially, I think. There we go. Okay. I'll need to go to the gym. We'll come back later. Okay, have fun working out. I should work out more. You're making me feel guilty. No, yeah, have fun. Have a nice workout. Some extra push-ups from me. See here. So I looked up some tutorials on how to do hair in sculpting because I feel like that's not really my strongest suit yet. Because his hair is crazy, right? I think like a big definition of him is also his hair. So I'm gonna save. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do his hair. If I should make a separate mesh. Because the techniques I've seen, like kind of built on to. I think it would be better to have a fall off of sphere. Kind of built onto his head. Like for instance. So maybe I should do that before defining small strokes here, just to get the shape. This might be a little bit too much. This is such a big part of the shape. I should implement it as soon as possible, I guess. It kind of has a receding hairline here. Kind of his hair goes. Follows the shape of everything here. Oh, whoops. Oh. Oops. Flatten that. And he of course also has a beard. Already kind of shaped his come on. No. I should put my radius. These. Yeah, this is gonna be a little bit more experimental, I guess. Let's remesh you for a second here. But I really want to have his hair sticking out. Since it's a sculpt, like, we can't really play with color. Or like, I don't want to. But I will try to figure out some way to do that spiky hair of his. I'm losing some detail here. Not sure why. I'm just gonna remesh it. Oh, because 0.001. Come on. I don't know why the chat is so German today. I read German, but you know, if you can put your questions or chat in English, then all the other people. But you know, everybody might be German in the chat at the moment. Who knows? Yeah, just got a newsletter that lagging behind because he's remeshing. Did I put a 0 too much? I might have. Okay, this is taking longer than I thought it would. Is the stream lagging? No, it isn't. I think. Oh, yep, it is. Oh, there we go. Ah, come on. Should be a warning. Yep, here we go. I'm just gonna reload the previous version. I redo the hair and try not to subdivide it into. We still got our version without a hair here. Let's go remesh. Yeah, it was 0.01. Whoops. Okay, so be careful about that. So okay, now we got 500,000 polys. That should be good for now. So we can kind of refine. And we're gonna refine it later again, so not to worry about all this too much. So we'll make all these edges beautiful. Okay, so now the connection is good again. Yes. Okay, good to go. Sorry if this stream was a little bit choppy there. I'm gonna save this as a new version. It's the same version, but just that I don't save over it if you want to do a new hair pass. Today is really about learning hair. What if I go to linear? It doesn't really make a super difference. Come on. I also want to stick to my other rules. Let's just define the shape first, right? So So here we got the beard. Kind of looks like the evil guy from Kingdom Hearts 3 now. Let's use this brush. I don't want to put too much detail because kind of feel like, oh, I can already put in the detail of the hair like this. I'm like, ooh, it's a scruffy beard. But I kind of probably should wait with that until I got enough layers to work with. And kind of fatten up the hair a little bit, smooth it out here. So kind of put an S curve in here again. Everything should be an S curve. Okay, let's just go into the eyebrows here and kind of try to connect that. Kind of layered on that now. Let's go down here. Let's layer these cheekbones. And then go down here. And kind of, I don't know why I'm brushing it like this. I'm going to smooth it out anyway. Try to define some harder layers like this. Yeah, that could work. Let's see here. Let's do that. So there we go. Oh, this starts to look good. Okay. Okay, what I want to do is kind of stick this out too. Kind of make sure this keeps going in one line. Let's put the fall off to, it looks linear, so you can kind of, whoops. I saw a pretty cool version on ArtStation where he had a mustache. Somebody made it in 3D as well. It's pretty cool. Also these eyebrows. We really want to stylize this. So, but the mustache version was really cool. Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking. This looks like a beard. I'm gonna say this is a new version. I'm listening to some really good music here. And then here we kind of want to pull this out too. It's also going to be important for the silhouette. Kind of made a boo-boo here. I want these 3 different spikes. And then what we want to do is kind of layer this on thick. Like hair is thick for most people. And I kind of want to get these layers really on there without, of course, sacrificing the shape. So let's put some corrective. We can kind of smooth it out again, just a little bit, not too much. I think this should go a little bit down though. Here, yeah. Blow it up the roots a little bit. We're gonna sharpen those later on. Gonna make this make a little bit more like hair. There we go. I really like this. I really like where this is going. And make these hairs a little bit more like this. Should maybe make this strength a little bit stronger so I can really. So what we want to do is get a little bit curvy with these lines. Yeah, there we go. There's my Ganon. His eyebrows are really getting out there. That's kind of the idea, huh? Oh, man. My finger kind of hurts. Kind of want to not be too rushy with these. Let's see. I want to really think about my lines here. We're gonna remesh it again at some point, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on details here that are gonna be removed anyway. What do you think? Going in the right direction? Hey!
Oh my. That looks nice.
Does he look like a bad guy?
What?
Does he look like a bad guy?
Yeah, he does.
Because he's the bad guy.
You're doing right. Oh, I'm gonna apply for a job for a virtual tour project manager.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
Have fun.
That's pretty interesting.
So, kind of want to, again, simplify the shapes a little bit. I kind of want to put in his makeup, but I'm not sure how I would do that. I don't want to, because it's too. You can put a line in here, so you can like. There we go. Let's define this ear a little bit more. Because I hate ears. I want to get it over with. Let's go in here. By actively hating ears, I become better and better at them, just because I get so annoyed by the shapes. I think that's missing here. Should go a little bit more like. I mean, it's a stylized ear. We can take some creative freedoms, right? But I do want to be a little bit anatomically correct. I wanted to make a video, but I chose not to because I'm not really a drawing channel. I also don't tend to be one. Oh, come on. Can we just straighten that a little bit? Yeah, cool. But you basically, in 2D, you can make the shape of an ear and draw any letter, lowercase of the alphabet in it, and it will look like an ear. When I found that out, it was like, I thought it was pretty genius. Yeah, I'm gonna put this through one more remesh. Come on. Not one more, probably a couple more, but I feel like I broke the ear a little bit too much, to be honest. I'm gonna use the rake brush just to get some interesting shapes in here. Yeah, it's not so good. There we go. Give this a better shape, as well as from this side. I want to put an S shape in all dimensions here, right? So nice S shape here. It kind of follows the line of his eyebrows as well, so everything goes into this direction. Let's just put on some layers here. I don't know what this is. Probably some brush, that stroke that went out of. Yeah, push this out in a little bit. There we go. Not sure what to do with like clothing wise and such. I don't want to spend like a long time defining you should finish some a sentence from time to time. What was it talking about? I've really thought about an expression as well, but we'll do that at the end when we start detailing asymmetrically. So there we got some nice nose holes. I kind of want to define his lower eyebrow a little bit more here. Do I still have? I'm gonna put a smooth fall off here, just so we have that defined a little bit better, without him looking like he's squinting. I'm just gonna pull these edges a little bit out here. So there we go. Now we got really this shape going on, which could be defined a little bit better. Especially I think like maybe go to a point here. So if this is the eyebrow, this should come down here. Right. A little bit closer to the eye. The thing you want to do as a sculptor as well is like make things easier on animation and modeling as well. You don't want to sculpt a character that's way out there that can't be animated. So if you make eyelids, it can easily be closed and open, like I could really demonstrate it, but if you think about becoming a pro, that should definitely be a consideration. I want to have some a little bit fuller lips. I'm going to define the mouth a little bit better. Make it a little bit thicker. Kind of correct the shape a little bit. Maybe put the mouth even a little bit higher. I hate that if you save now it opens a new window, because it used to be that you can just press Ctrl Shift S and then on the right side of the keyboard just swish over the plus and enter button and it would make an incremental save. Now it makes a new button and you need to focus with your mouse on that new window to do that. So, kind of a pet peeve, but let's find the shape of the lower eye lip. Let's not stick that out too much. It's just getting the shapes in there and then repositioning them in the right position. Smoothing this out a little bit. These are a little bit too inward. Kind of want. Sorry if I'm being too silent. Are you using any custom brushes? Nope. At the moment, not. Once I've like encounter something that needs a little bit more texture in the sculpt, I'll definitely use some textures on, make some extra brushes. I used to use the I forgot the name. I used to use some like a brush plugin that kind of made what you see in 2.81 now, and added some extra brushes. But then I noticed I used those brushes too much. Just like you can see that in my 2018 SculptJanuary that like everything has like the same texture to it. Like everything is like rough and oh my god, it's broken rock and it's textured. It's sculpted so cool, but it's just like a package I used. But yeah, I kind of learned then not to do that anymore. I think we need more cheekbone. Maybe flatten this out. I'll put an edge here, but I'm not sure if that's necessary. And I maybe want to this line here. I do want to kind of re-implement this a little bit, and then just start brushing away here a little bit and flaying this from the eye out. So then we get this kind of cool and then shove that a little bit back in the eye. the eyelets follow. Now we need to find a way to get these shapes in the hair. I'm gonna put my fall off. Oh, it's still on sharp. Okay, that's good. Just trying out some. Let's try to use the brush, because there we go. I can just find these edges a little bit better. I'm gonna sculpt the eyes real quickly. Just go remesh, smooth normals, put some 0.2, 0.02, I mean. Just smooth this out. And use the radial Z, so it's back on 8. I'm just gonna find the pupil size. Oh, that's pretty good. First try. It's really deep. I don't want to make these too detailed because I think a character like this can use simple eyes. Alright. The only thing. Yeah, that's cool. The only thing we kind of want to fix is in sculpt mode. I want to put it back on X mirror. And kind of like make sure this is not too visible there. Looks good. It's getting there. He might look a little bit too Asian at this point. It's kind of implied that he has kind of more of an Arab descent, but I think that's easily fixable by making his eyes a little bit less slanted. Yeah, there we go. I think it's a combination of his eyes and his mouth there. Let's see here. I just found the design with the mustache again. Oh, there's so much Ganondorf fan art that it's not okay. Let's see here. Yeah. Maybe oh, nah. I'm kind of liking these luscious full lips. But I think it should be a little bit sharper. Yeah, there we go. Make sure we got a nice line here. There we go. And we can just refine the edge a little bit. Oops. Oh yeah, this is also a bit too harsh. Maybe we could define all the lines in here, right? We can make it super stylized. I don't see why not. Really make the nose. There we go. Kind of want to make him look more a little bit angry, so kind of have to define a little bit of a stressed out skin here. Not sure if that's gonna work though. Just a little bit. And maybe we can fatten up the skin over his here a little bit. There we go. Something still feels a little bit off. I think I know how I'm gonna fix it. I'm just gonna put this a little bit lower here. The eyes are, the ears are way too high. Just putting it a little bit down. There, that's better. Thanks for the likes, guys. Midstream plug. If you want to support me, you can find my Patreon down below. If you want to join our awesome gang of 3D enthusiasts. That's patreon.com/bandout. Or you can follow me at twitter.com/gentingent, where I'll also be posting the results of this. Yeah, I'm gonna redo the top of that once I put off symmetry. So I don't think it works if I have it perfectly symmetrized. Although I think this should just be a little bit straighter, yeah. And perhaps this should go more to the back. So let's just smooth it out again. Kind of like the edge here, but okay, let's just make these strokes go to the back, right? There we go. Just make it a little bit hair-like, and just have it go a little bit more to the center here. Smooth this out because that looks terrible at this point. There we go. Okay. Gonna refine the hair a little bit. Whoops, wrong brush. Wrong brush. This look like more like a flame. It's pretty epic. I'm gonna put on some Zelda music because there's too much singing in this. Let's see if there's a Ganondorf suite. Ganondorf music. Mix Ganondorf music. Cool, yeah. Let's go with that. Let's get in the mood. That is terrible. Oh boy. Okay, Twilight Princess didn't have the best, there we go, Breath of the Wild. Man, they don't give Ganon, I know what I'm gonna do. Majora's Mask, Orchestral. Although he... Theophany. There's this awesome mix made by it's called Theophany. They made another album as well, like yeah, just called Theophany. And it's just music from Majora's Mask, like reimagined, like made even more creepy as it already was. That's the thing about Zelda, like it used to scare the heck out of me. I as a child I played Ocarina of Time. I loved it. At the same time, I think I should put more polys in here. I'm gonna go to 0.008. I think that should be enough. I'm gonna remesh this. Hope the stream doesn't break again. I hope to go to 1 million polys or something, you know? Just so I can put the detail in the hair that I want. Without having all these artifacts show up. Oh, there we go. That was pretty quick. Do I have enough detail here now? I shouldn't overdo the detail because like, I kind of want to see the whole piece still. Like, but I do kind of want to have these strokes go in a little bit stronger, right? Without it looking too blobby. But Ocarina of Time, like the Shadow Temple, oh man, I remember that. That used to, even the Wood Temple already used to scare me. Just the soundtrack and the fact that there were hands coming from the ceiling. Like one day I want to show that game to my girlfriend and just not warn her about it. Thank God she has her headphones on. Like here, this edge could be a bit smoother. Like you really want to put in solid shapes here, right? We don't want to create something that would so I'm just gonna put in a little bit of spikes here to show it's a beard. Maybe split it up here. It could be cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. There we go. Kind of want to turn off. I'm gonna turn off symmetry. Okay, there we go. Make one side a little bit, you know. And we're gonna start making this asymmetrical. Because I mean, it doesn't matter that the symmetry on the beard on the sides is the same. because it's so far away from each other, like you won't really see it. It's a nice detail if you can make it different, but I mean, it kind of saves more time to just make it symmetrical, and then maybe with the grab brush make some a couple of differences. And this is really an exercise for me to make some nicer hair. This is really something that you need to be careful about, apparently. So there we have it. A nice strand of hair. And here, can I define? Yeah, I really like that. Keep these pretty even. I'm just gonna fatten this up so it comes off the skin a little bit more. I'll do the same with this side. Just like trying, before I start laying down lines, trying to see how the hair flows, and then trying to get those lines in there as one directional as possible. Like, we don't want to create too complex hair. We want to have it pretty stylized. So you're natural, bro. Oh, thanks. I do use natural hair cream. Just kidding. Thanks. This was really a lot of I mean, I got so far in sculpting just because I studied other people who sculpted. I got feedback. I got a lot of feedback on my sculpts. I had a talk with some peeps from Rare here in Ghent, who worked on Sea of Thieves, or still working on Sea of Thieves, I'd rather say. Yeah, one was the chief character artist, I think his title was. And yeah, I showed him my portfolio and he gave me some useful tips, especially to delete older or not as good. There we go, that's a nice hair lock there. Delete not so good entries from my portfolio. He said it's better to have, I couldn't agree more actually, to have a few very good pieces than have a lot of oh, hey there, how you doing? Ah! I like his beard. It's getting there. What am I doing? Okay. What's up? Ah, distracting me. Ow. Also trying to make the style of the hair general over the entire face, so kind of makes sense everywhere. Kind of. There we go. It's pretty nice. What's up? Let's put a fall off here on sharp and just pull this one a little bit sharper. This one as well. Yeah, I could have used the thing is I kind of want to make this side, the sides of the render. So I can already practice here. And then just the result of the practice I'll put here. see which side looks better, huh? Just a little bit. See a strand of hair going like this and like this. I'm just using the crease brush to get some nice edges in here. And this kind of looks kind of messy, so let's just make this one solid, confident lines. Keep in mind, confident, but I do miss some hairs in here because this just seems to. And just pull this in here. There we go. Maybe we should just bring this together a little bit more. Less drastic, maybe. There we go. Actually turn on symmetry again. A little bit more thickness to the hair here. So that it doesn't look like the hair and the. I can use a crease brush just a little bit, but I don't want to indent the skin where the hair starts, right? Because that looks just a little bit unnatural. Oh, man. Schmoot. If I could have all these options, like I know they're here somewhere as well, but like the most used options just next to this as a panel, that would be great. Inflate this a little bit, and I'm gonna separate. Oh god, something happened to the ear here. I'm gonna separate this a little bit better from the ear, and I'm gonna start making shapes here. Don't want to rush this too much. Make this nice and smooth. Now I'm kind of seeing this. Thanks for the likes, guys. You are so thankful. Well, I'm thankful. But you're breathtaking. Kind of still have to find the other side, so I'm gonna turn off beard here. So now I know where to put these lines. Looks nice. Nice and smooth. Maybe make these edges a little bit rectangular. What are you up to? Okay, short break, be right back. Okay, back. Did you miss me? Ah, kersttomaatjes.
Die liggen er nog.
Hè?
Die liggen er.
Ja, niet genoeg. Ik zal het deze keer terug met kersttomaatjes doen. Oh. Can make his mouth a little bit asymmetrical. Cause his nose, like pull this side of the face a little bit together. I think this side could use a little bit more clean lines. I'm getting there. Like I also got better just asking tips to my friends who I know are better than me in certain things. Here, have some strands come together. I finished that stranding, by the way. That was a fun adventure.
See you in a bit.
Hmm? See you in a bit. Thanks for doing groceries. Love ya.
Love you too, girl.
I think I need to let's focus on the eyebrows. Doing them separately on purpose, so they kind of have some different features to them, so it doesn't look too symmetrical. It's also a nice way to make your art piece a little bit more interesting. Cleaning up some remaining artifacts. I may be better off in some situations to use the pinch brush. Use some more detail in here. Just keep in mind, like, because I got the question, like, if I use custom brushes to just customize the brushes that are in here. I think that already helps a lot, especially with the fall off, Because I used to not do it. I just used the default brushes and tried to work with those, but kind of changing settings. I mean, I still don't do it a lot because I just like, you know, having too many tools is also not good, I guess. You don't want to use 100 different. It's the same with Photoshop painting. Like the best tip I got for Photoshop, like 2D painting, is to just use brushes for very specific tasks. Like, but keep your amount of brushes to like 10 maybe, so that you know those brushes and you know what you can do with them. Let's go to sharper. Not sharper, maybe just sharp. Why is sharp not next to sharper? That also confuses me. And kind of create these extra details here. I don't want to push that too much, but kind of helps selling the piece. Now the hairs kind of stop here, but kind of want to. I just want to put this on linear though. Although that kind of. Let's put this on sharp again. Just smooth that a little bit. You don't want to create too much of these details. It becomes very spiky at this point. Maybe I made him too spiky. You're too spiky, bro. Oh, that's pretty fine. I like the detail. Let's go in here and also define the hair strands here, because I think they could use a little bit of refinement. There we go. I mean, we could go even more into detail, right? And start. This is too straight for me. Let's go back. Fall off. Go back to smooth. I was already thinking like, what the hell? And you can see like putting things in like S curves already improves them by a lot, in my opinion. Let's use the grab brush again. Kind of. Ooh. I need a drink. Where's my water? Woo. Put that in the fridge. I still have some chocolate milk. Let's go with that. Talking so much and not drinking anything is not really good for the vocal cords. How do you like the new snake hook? I first despise it, right? Because it feels so unnatural to what we're used to. But then if you see what it actually does, because it just used to be a grab, just a fancy grab tool. But now you can like, I mean, if I want to give him a crazy curly mustache, right? I'll just go like, oh yeah. But it kind of feels more to what it's supposed to do. And in that regard, I really like it. So, yeah, I came to love it. I first hated it, but now I love it, yeah. So the only thing that rests us, I'm going to do this with symmetry on because I can't really be bothered to. I'm going to define some of the hair strands here. And I'm just going to, first I want to put in some curves, but so let me turn off X actually. Get this a little bit more in line with everything. Okay, now trying to break the symmetry again. Did I create it here? I'm just gonna smooth out one side and create the seam somewhere else. There we go. Yeah, it looks better. Not sure why I would want to put on symmetry there, but And then here I see a nice curve. I'm just gonna follow this, smooth it out here. Kind of make this big shapes, thinking big shapes. There we go. See how nice it starts to look? Maybe here we can turn on symmetry because I kind of want to create this shape here. Wasn't there before, so I'm just gonna inflate it a little bit. There we go. Just if you want to get better, I keep I keep repeating the same thing, but I just suggest 3 things. Learn smart. Actually, like, challenge yourself in what you want to do, because I see a lot of people as well, like myself included, like just sticking with what they know best. I want this to kind of connect a little bit better here. There we go. Because I've done that too, like, where I was just like, I know how to do this, and then I just kept doing it 100 times over and be like, oh, look at me, I'm a cool artist. But that's really not the way to go, I think. I really start to like where this is going. I'm just gonna put, without EX here on, put a little bit more detail in here, because I think that's missing a little bit from the so let's go like this. Second strand here, and then I kind of want to use a flatten tool to flatten out the big shapes here. There we go. Maybe I'm just gonna use a pinch tool for this and just make everything here a little bit sharper. There we go. Just everything a little bit closer to each other, so that we kind of get like here. This is not defined at all. So just define the edge of the hairline a little bit here, more rectangular as well. Want to stay with that rectangular shape. Maybe even here on the top of the eyebrow, although that's not really visible. This is probably like, I haven't really chosen a camera stance here. I probably want to do a. Also, yesterday I learned to maybe render a little bit. Maybe more from below a little bit. Yeah, gotta make him look powerful. I'm kinda not happy with his mouth at the moment. I think it slants down a little bit too much. I'm gonna do this because it's like a little bit of anatomy correction. Do the symmetrical. I'm gonna make the fall off smooth here, so that we get a little bit fuller lips as well. I kind of want to emphasize again, his lips are a little bit thicker than your average human. They be fake. There we go. And maybe put a little bit more the shape of the lips in here. There we go. Yeah, that's better. And then put that as symmetry here and again. Hey, Awap, how you doing? For me, the updated version should actually be on our brush. Yeah, but there is you have three. Well, you have an extra brush now, right? You have the elastic deform, which is basically a very smooth grab brush, and the grab brush is like still grabbing. Yeah, I think what the snake hook tool did before there isn't really. You have the nudge, but that's like really. I mean, can only do so much with this. I want to kind of add a cool detail to this. Does Ganondorf usually have scars? I don't think so, really, right? But I need to look up the ending of Wind Waker. Really quickly. I need to know how, spoiler, you defeat Ganondorf. But it's like, yeah. How is the, because he cleaves the Master Sword just right into his skull, right? But I kind of want to know how. Can't really. Oh yeah. So it's stuck like here. So I kind of want to give him a scar. That seems like kind of cool. So let me just give this another save here. So he kind of has this. Kind of goes here, right? And it's the shape of a sword. So it's a scar. So I'm gonna look up scar. Scar sculpt. I don't know. No, not Scar from. Damn it. From Lion King. It kind of looks like this. It's kind of a sticker on the outside. So he kind of is resurrected again, right? With a scar of the Master Sword on his forehead. I think it could be a really cool detail. So I don't want to make this too obvious. But I want to make this defined enough so you can kind of see it, what it's supposed to be, right? So I'm gonna make these edges a little bit more. I just have to scar. I just have to scar skin. Actually, most scars protrude, so it seems. So let's just try that. See how that looks. If I don't like it, whatever. Let me just pinch this together and put it in the right spot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This looks good, actually. It's very subtle, but it's there. So just pinching this together here, I think really creates a cool effect. Yeah, you can kind of see it. It's not super obvious, but should maybe make it a little bit thicker here. Kind of maybe indent it a little bit more. It's gonna be, I don't want to put too much focus on it because then I kind of want to make it obvious in the lighting, but then perhaps that's not possible. So maybe just exaggerate it a little bit. Maybe make an obvious scar of it. Let's see here. I kind of create this weird bump here that I want gone. There we go. I just want this to be longer. There we go. Now he has a scar from when he was cleaved through his skull by Link. I mean, this happened multiple times. In Ocarina of Time, you also got like cleaved in the middle, but that was Ganon, so that might be not as definable. I kind of want to give him a scar on his lip. I don't know why. But that might be a bit too cliche. Like orange. Yeah, and then we just want to add some more details. Just give this a little bit of cleanup. Smooth this out. A little bit of a slanted nose here. Can just rotate brush. There we go. Yeah, and last but not least, we kind of want to figure out a way to have him not naked. So I'm just gonna give him a scarf. Like an Arab scarf, I guess. Yeah, something like this. And it's just gonna be a separate object. A cylinder. Apply the scale, go to sculpt mode, remesh this to 0.035. Smooth normals. There we go. Fall off smooth. Okay, that's cool. And then just really, I want to make a hole in it because then I have to align it instead of just pinching it where I need to be. And then just go in here. Have it maybe go over one piece of the shoulder a little bit more than the other. I think this could be a cool extra here. I think maybe a bit more of a royal scarf, you know. We finished the first season of The Witcher yesterday. It was fun. There we go. So now we just need to create these coalescing, and this doesn't need to be too defined, just a nice detail, just to say that show that he's not naked, you know. You don't want a naked Ganondorf. I'll get demonetized. Just kidding. I mean, not really kidding, you know what they do. I said the word naked. I probably got flagged already. Probably not doing this in the most efficient way, but yeah, I kind of want to have this go like this. Some overlapping. So kind of rounds here. And we can kind of seam it a little bit. Just need to apologize real quick. Let's put a little bit more detail into it, just so we can smooth it out again. seam. I'm just playing a little bit with curvature here. And here would be like extra seam. There we go. Kind of want to go with this curve, right? And then it looks like cloth. Good enough. And of course you want to kind of pull this here. Big lines, confident lines. Oops. Something like that. Let's go in here. And then just use the rake tool to cut this off neatly. This part can stay. There you go. And here we have it. King of Thieves, or whatever his title is. I don't remember. So there's a rake tool one more time. Alright. There we go. All right. Hey, what polygon are you working with? Currently, we're at almost 1 million polys. You know, let's see if I like the camera point of view still. Yeah. Whoops. Kind of want to have a silhouette a little bit stronger. So I'm probably gonna do something like this. Let's just have his eye popping out there. There we go. Done. Let's go to shading. Let's give him the now deleted clay. Cool. My new new shader here. Oh, somebody was. Oh, someone used foul language. What did you say? What did you do? Let's go to 0.02. Let's not have too much subsurface, or what's 0.05? Let's go to color. Mix RGB. What am I doing? Input RGB. It's in color, but it's in the subsurface radius or something, you know. Just a little bit warmer tint. I have the eyes, white and shiny. It's rather rough. You know, I kind of want to add some a little bit more detail. So let's go into my textures folder here, and we have our what's it called? Dirty. Yeah. A wiping residue. So I'm just gonna see if I can generate it. Box, blend. Yeah, this could be cool. And then just scale something nice. And then just use that as two things. I'll go a little bit crazier with the shading. But just keep the general style of what we already had, right? Oh, thanks. You brought me water. Were you watching the stream? I said, oh, and you brought Omdudler. Nice. There's why my details not showing up as crisp. Sure. That might be one of the reasons. But yeah, get your shapes right. Low poly, right? So roughness, I kind of want to stay around this value, so I'm just gonna go somewhere in there. Now that should be a little bit of a, that's too rough. That's not doing anything. Somewhere in here. This is not showing up as nicely as I would like. A bit more contrast here. Alright, sure, that'll do. And then we just put in a just save this real quick. Because always when I work with nodes it crashes for some reason. Bump. Put this also in the height. Inverted probably. And then put the strength really low. It's barely visible. Put this in a normal. And we have a little bit of detail here. A little bit of needed detail. Just to make everything a little bit more crisp. So we call this clay. Clay new. Also give this to clay new, but duplicate it. Call this clay dark new. And just have this dark and a little bit reddish, you know. And now you can kind of see the detail here. Looks nice. So now the lighting. Why are you up so high? I think it might be a little bit too shiny. So I'm just gonna go increase this again. Cool. And I think the color might be a little bit too saturated, so I'm gonna go. Yeah, we want better colors on, a better lighting on this, right? So, how are these two linked? What? Are they? Are they linked? Why though? Okay. Something's wrong. This should be orange. I'm just gonna delete that light and act like nothing happened. Oh yeah, something is wrong. Density? What? Oh, I'm adjusting the color scatter. I am a idiot. Okay, 0.1 or like 0.05. I was so confused. Okay, that's too much. 0.02. 0.002. Just want a little bit of this haze going on, right? And then have him kind of lit, the fiery color. It's too bad we can't put textures on this on Eevee, but it's fine. We can just duplicate this, gives us a more reddish color, and duplicate this, gives us a more yellowish color, right? There we go. That looks scary. Kind of want to I want to move the camera. I think the yellow light might be a bit too much. So let's move these around. See what works here, right? You don't want to hide them in shadow, right? That kind of works. Lower the power a little bit. The second light gives it a lot more depth though. And then, of course, in all clichéness, can put a wider blue light on the other side. Never fails to look good, you know. And again, here we can kind of differentiate between two lights. Kind of make a harsher rim light here. Another thing bothering me now, I'm just gonna go, is that his mouth doesn't go deep enough. So what I'm gonna do is get the crease brush, put the fall off on sharper. That might work. I'm just gonna go in here and really deepen that lip crease. Maybe even clean up this just a little bit. Was too much. And use the. Might have still not enough detail. There we go, and now we get a nice crease around the mouth without looking too sculpted. You know, just some finishing touches where I think I want them. I think the edit might be a bit thicker here now. I might fix this by putting the lights a little bit higher up. Yeah. There we go. Also want the roughness of the scarf a little bit less. This is very shiny. There we go. I kind of want to put a little bit more red in there. You know, it's his color. All right. Just want the scape look so lit, 100, and the details look like an earpiece and would give him some character. That's true. I'm gonna just check if maybe we can add a small detail. He mostly has this thing on the front of his head, but does he have earrings? Yeah, he does. Well, at least this version does. Yeah, it usually has some earrings, right? So, you know what? Just to indulge. Let's give him some earrings. Like so. There's maybe one thicker one. Come on. That just gives him this tiny bit of extra where he comes from. Just rotate him a bit. There we go. And of course, want to shade them smooth and give them the clay darker. because we don't want to go too far with our shaders here. I might go for a bit smaller. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for the suggestion. It works. Maybe to make them a little bit bigger. Maybe add one up here. I don't know why I like putting earrings. I used to have an earring. Don't anymore. Yeah. There we go. Save this delicious bastard. Render them out. It's gonna take a sec. There we go. This point is annoying me, but I'll fix it in post. Alright, so let's do the thing. I want to thank all my Patreons for supporting me. You can support me on Patreon by going to patreon.com/bandai. To be a great help if you do that, if you can spare some cash. And otherwise, if you don't, you can support me by following me at @gentingent on Twitter. Yeah, you can see my finished works on there. I'm just gonna finish this up in Photoshop and then share it on the